Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Agents of Reflection Scar, Episode 4, Set Upon the World. This is one of our Digimon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. This system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as on itch.io, so go take a look at it and let us know what you think. For now, though, we'll begin with introductions, starting with Matteo.
Hey guys, I'm Materasu. You can check me out on twitch.tv/Materasu. Been storytelling for a long time. And thank you Zim for having me on.
Absolutely, thank you for running. It's been fun. But I am Razim, and I am playing as Cashel, the Metal Shadow type Kudamon, and Master of Infiltration. Off to David, the Poisoner.
Hi, I'm Merl, and I'm playing David, the basic type Galmon who apparently can't cook. On to the high road.
Hello, I'm Ren, playing Hyro the Renamon, light and shadow type. On to you, Sammy.
Hi, my name is Gabby or GetGap, and I'll be playing Sammy the Windfire type Biomon. Don't worry about it, David. Just never again will you cook our food. On to you, Wyatt.
Hello, I am Azure, and I'll be playing Wyatt, the Electric Metal Pulsemon.
And now for the recap. Go ahead,
Yep.
GetGap.
Alright, so as of last session, we resumed the fight with Yongan. The party managed to get a few good hits in despite over half of them being blinded. But regardless, Yongan disappears suddenly, seemingly teleporting away. Cashel radioed Anouk to report the situation, but all that's heard on the other side is impacts and the cackling of the horned woman. Quickly running back to Anouk, we find her bound by purple, crackling energy, unable to move without being electrocuted, and no sign of the captive, though the dragon fellow is still there, despite being moved. Cashel determined the energy binding Anouk is going to remain there until the horned lady that produced that is out of range. We kind of try to go give chase to the escapee, but we find the exit filled with a bunch of bubbles of the same energy, basically a minefield. Weaving through the bubbles would have been too slow, running through them would be very reckless, so the group was forced to wait, and 2 of the 3 culprits managed to get away. Anouk does remind the agents to vexate anyone who witnessed them being at the facility, but the only one that remained alive was the burned man in the lab coat, who was still breathing. Cashel suggested bring him back to HQ. Give me a quick moment.
Santa Madre.
Sorry, puppy was scratching at the door, but she just wanted water. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so the only one that's still breathing was the burned man in the lab coat. Cashel suggested bring him back to the HQ for questioning on the purpose of the bunker and what the intruders could have wanted, and as a result, Cashel asks Anouk how far back the Vexade could erase. Anouk seemed reluctant to answer, uncomfortable with either the question or the answer. Eventually, she just said that it should only erase about 4 hours, but she said that truthfully, she doesn't know when we try to prod as to whether she's not telling us something. We called for extraction for the dragon fellow and the burned man, but thanks to a little bit of prodding from Anouk, we decided to camp out for the night and extract properly in the morning after checking out the bunker and making sure the real crypto bros heading into the town aren't welcome.
A generous bestowal.
Things tip $10. Bork obligatory mid-recap donation Razim coins.
Thank you so much for that tip, I know. That is the first tier of the tip goal completed.
Alright. Taking our human forms, with Hyro more reluctant than the rest, everyone got to work setting up the camp. Anouk was very excited and wanted to camp out. Apparently wanted to flex her survivalist skills. She headed off to find food, and Sammy began setting up shelters. Cashel attempted to start a fire to little success and decides to raid the air bus that hasn't left yet for a fire starter of some kind, but the closest thing we managed to find was a flare gun, which is a little bit excessive for starting a fire. Hyro does manage to get the ember going when Cashel notices Crane ashing out a cigarette outside the airbus and borrows her lighter. With the fire settled, the party hears heavy thumping nearby. Going to investigate, we find a very tall, very muscular, very grizzled polar bear-like creature lugging around a massive pile of fish and deer and various other foodstuffs able to be hunted and or foraged in the area. This turns out to be Anouk in her Digimon form with dinner. Anouk apparently tried to get a little bit of everything, not knowing everyone's tastes, unfortunately also including a cow from the nearby farm. David got to cooking, and with Sammy's help, everyone has dinner and spends the evening resting and stargazing when the cloud cover allows. Well, only really Cashel, since he's the only one that could see at night. It seems that David did not cook the meal properly because in the morning, Cashel, Sammy, and Wyatt wake up with food poisoning. The agents attempt to make it back to town for medicine, but a quick evacuation of the afflicted agent's stomach proves that even that is too much currently, and so we waited for Crane to return to take us back to HQ, abandoning any further activities on the mission. After a long, unpleasant Airbus ride back to HQ, the afflicted receive medical treatment and the group as a whole gives their mission report to Ms. Raban. The agents learn that the bird man in lab coat succumbed to his injuries in Mirrorpool care. The captive, however, is actually doing quite well, medically speaking. We were then tasked with extracting information from the captive through any means necessary as long as it doesn't cause harm beyond the superficial. The agents request to be given time to recover before beginning the interrogation, and we're given a bit of time. They are referred to a Mr. Hayashi to receive compensation for the mission. Before the team leaves, Raban requests to have a one-on-one talk with Hyro. The rest of the team goes on ahead, leaving Hyro to his talk. Heading up to the first attic in the HQ, the team meets Jiro Hayashi, who gives everyone a card to use to pay for services, loaded with both a starting amount of money and what each agent earns for the mission. It's also explained that we can spend the money there to acquire supplies or anything we might want for missions or otherwise. And that's the recap.
Can I ask who wrote that recap?
Azure.
I did.
Azure. That's you have impressed me with your memory because I don't think I actually called Zarya Opiemi Crane in the scene where you said where you said Crane ashing out a cigarette or something about Crane having a lighter. And I don't know, I'm just astonished that anyone actually remembers her code name. Good job.
Could not, to be honest, I couldn't remember her actual name or at least how to spell it. So Crane was easier.
You did a great job. So yeah. So the way I see it, we got two options. We can either resolve the rest of this day as free time for the agents, or I can pull the hands on the clock forward a little bit to the interrogation of Old Buddy. But before we do either of those things, while you guys deliberate on which to do, there's a conversation to be had with Hyro.
Oh, wow.
That's right. So, Celestia Raban sits back down at her desk. A very curt nod in your direction towards the chair sitting directly across from her.
And Hyro notices a nod to the chair, and he walks towards it and sits down on it.
How did you enjoy your first mission, Sir Hyro?
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Wonderful. I do pray that your compatriots are going to be feeling better in the morning.
Yes, I really do hope they feel much better tomorrow with the food they eaten.
Understood. Well, I've called you back here because Mr. Castillo, Valen, he wishes to follow up on some concerns he had about the use of your Digimon form. Are you free to answer a few questions?
Of course. As Hyro tilted his head for a bit.
Now, during your mission, did you at any time sleep in your Digimon form?
No.
Understood. When you are in your Digimon form, generally speaking, do you feel more... how do I say this? She says, tapping a pen against her chin. More yourself.
Hyro tilts his head back and forth, thinking a bit on it, before slowly nodding.
Let's see. She writes something down on a little notepad in front of her, then looks back up at you and says, tell me, how do you feel? Just give me a general description. When you are your Digimon self. As opposed to when you're a human.
Haro taps his finger on the table. Oh, one moment. I feel more free in a sense when I'm in my Digimon form than my human than than I am as a human.
Understood, she says, continuing to write on her notepad. Sorry, go ahead.
I really don't know how to explain it right now since it's still all, new to me. But that's how I'm feeling as of right now.
Of course. Very new. Now, based on the instructions you were given from Mr. Castillo, our great and wise arcane, please give me a brief description of what you would consider misuse or overuse of your Digimon form.
I mean, of what the instructions that they gave us. One thing for sure is that staying as a Digimon form on multiple days, even at night, would be abusing the Digimon form in a way, without the need of it, I should say.
Yes. Other patients have given us a similar description. She writes a bit more, and then closes the notepad, looking up at you with eyes softer than you're used to from the contract broker. She says, I'm not here to interrogate you too much longer, but I wish to speak to you on a more personal level about your feelings about your Digimon form.
Hyro just nods and looks straightly at her.
From this moment, I wish for you to cease to see me as a Mirrorpool agent in some position of power, or as your contract broker, nor your employer, nor your co-worker. I wish for you to see me as Celestia Raban, your friend, if you would call me such. Have you considered, to quote Valen, misusing your Digimon form?
Hyro is gonna be honest and said no. As of right now, I have not. But if I start to feel like I want to abuse it, I will let you know.
She lets out a soft huff of amusement before standing up and moving around the table towards you. Oh, Hyro, I'm afraid you misunderstand my intentions. I'm not here to discourage healthy experimentation. In fact, I believe Castillo's theory about what happens when one overuses, or in his own words, misuses, their Digimon form, I do believe it to be a concern, but that's all the more reason I want more data. More understanding of what happens. I'm not saying go crazy with it. I'm not saying sleep with it every night for the next 2.5 weeks. No, 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 no. But indulge yourself. If it truly does feel so much better to be your otherworld self, or, as Castillo would put it, your true self, then I see no harm in seeing what the underlying effects may be. Do you?
Are you sure? And Haro will make like a questioning face, like, and said, "Did no one even try it before?"
We have had a few roguish types who did overuse their forms. Much as you feel about your form, they felt they were only their true self when they had 4 legs. But how do I put this? They were a quite uncooperative lot, and I find them to be quite stuck in their ways now, and outside of Mirrorpool's reach.
Oh. So
We
you
had... Sorry, go ahead.
so since they're out of Mirrorpool reach, that means you don't have any data on those people at all.
Correct. It would prove impossible to ask them to submit to study, seeing as they're now enemies of Mirrorpool. That's why I needed to find a new subject. Someone on the inside, if you will, she said with a smile.
I see. I'll let you know how I think about this when we return back for our next mission.
Very well.
Because I want to think more on it than just give you an answer right now.
Of course, of course. Anything that might change the way you think, or, well, your corporeal form in this world, is certainly something not to be taken lightly. But if and when you're willing to submit yourself to this kind of experimentation, I will be here. And she reaches into her coat pocket and produces a card very similar to the one your fellow agents may have received from Hayashi. I will make it worth your while, if you do.
Ah, I see. As Hiro nods.
Sus.
God dang it!
Now, go. I would hate for your friends to worry about you.
Of course. And thank you again, Celestial.
Of
As
course.
he bows.
Once you're done entertaining our new friend in the prison cells, we've got a new lineup of missions for you. I trust that you'll express this to your compatriots.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Thank you. You know where the door is? She says with a smile and sits back behind her desk.
Yes, I do, and thank you again. I'll really think about it. As Haro go toward the door and opens the door and closes it behind him gently.
All right, gang. We've had time to ruminate. Do we want to spin the clock forward or take some free time for the agents?
I do have a couple of things that I was planning, and I figured we'd go through our shopping list as well.
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me. So in alphabetical order, how we appear in Discord, if that's okay. Is that all right?
Yeah.
I just figured on stream here. So Cashel
Oh,
first.
that works too.
then-
Sure.
Yeah, it should be mostly good though. Like if anything, I think Zim should go first because Zim has like the most stuff.
That's true.
I mean, I technically only bought one item, but it's like a group bought item.
He bought a crate of that one item.
Yes, that's
Yes.
that's the perfect way to put it.
So, in Cashell's case, he went a little prepper with this. He got 2 Zippo lighters, as well as some extra lighter fuel and wicks and flints and such for that. He got some flint and steel, 10-person tent, sleeping bag, just for himself though. He's got 4 electric lanterns, some biodegradable wet wipes, multi-tool, pocket knife kind of thing. He's got some headlamps, solar power banks, disposable toothbrushes, some roasting forks that are, telescopic. He did pick up a Colt Python 357 Magnum, as well as 1,000 rounds for it. He's got a survival kit that I found on Amazon that's got, 150 different things in it, but I bumped up the price so it's actually high quality stuff. But it seriously has just about everything, compass, knife, etc., carabiners, rope.
Nylon cord.
Yeah, it's got a lot in there. I got a lot of these kits, but bumped up the price, just saying they are actually good quality. Got a camping pot and multiple dishes, mess kits, backpack, of course, to hold things in. He got some fishing gear that includes a fillet knife, as well as several other things that go with fishing in general, pliers and such. Telescopic fishing rod, tactical shovel hatchet spear thing that I found and actually kind of want to grab for myself because it's just cool. It's got a whole bunch of head attachments for it. One, of course, is the shovel. It's got a hatchet attachment, a spear, knife, all sorts of stuff. It's really cool. But again, bumped up the price on it, so it's actually quality. Got a camping stove, some propane cylinders to go with that, rubbing alcohol for disinfecting, over-the-counter meds, Pepto, acetaminophen, ibuprofen, famotidine, etc., because we do not want repeats of the Meatening of 2025.
Poor David.
I also bought some rocks that David can bring around and kick whenever he likes.
Because I have a feeling David's going to be kicking rocks a lot.
I don't know. I think he's just got the one rock that he keeps kicking around. Even kicked it into the helicopter just to bring it back to kick it around with him still. So I think he's covered on that.
Mm-hmm. There's
But
no
yeah.
shortage of rocks.
But yeah, altogether it came to just under $3,400. So he's got some money to spend still.
I feel like as Cashel goes through and starts getting all these things from the annex and stuff, we're all just sitting there watching, being like, what is that? Why would we need just completely flabbergasted at the sheer amount and quantity and the weird different things that we couldn't possibly need, right?
Well, considering after our adventure with the Meatening, these toothbrushes especially are going to be very useful. As for the shovel here, this and all of its attachments, we've got one for actually chopping wood, we've got one for digging pits if we need to. The camping stove, of course, I really don't need to explain that, do I? As for the tent, well, you never know if there's going to be a lot of, there's going to be inclement weather that we want to hide inside of it from. There's also, the lanterns are always useful for seeing around. You got headlamps here for if we need our hands free. As for the wet wipes, well, I don't know about you, but I do like to wipe my ass. But if you want to use leaves and such for that, go ahead. These are just, available if somebody does not want to wipe their ass with poison ivy. But otherwise... and this is going to go on and on. But he does have a very logical reason for all of it.
By the time he finishes explaining why he's bought all the things he's bought, Hyro has rejoined the group.
Hey guys, did I miss anything?
Wait, you left?
You just missed Cashel buying the farm, basically.
Gestures to the pile, because let's be honest, it's a pile.
Buying a farm wouldn't be a bad idea. We could have our own source of meat and ensure that it is disease-free.
Cashel! That was just an expression. We don't need you to buy a farm.
Please tell me you're joking.
Doesn't to buy the farm mean to die?
Well,
It's used for a few different expressions. It has been used for, dying, but it's also, I have heard it used in reference to just buying a whole lot of stuff.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's
Sorry.
usually what I mean it for.
Apologies.
There's a lot of expressions that are used in different ways throughout
Different
the world.
ways. And a lot of different expressions for saying the same thing, too.
Yeah, my common one for buying a lot of stuff. Yeah, you got all that in the kitchen sink, too.
Yep. I guess who's next on the list?
Although it would be me, but I kind of forgot to do mine, so like I know what I want, I just didn't look it up on Amazon to see how much it would actually cost. Like David would get a sleeping bag, some extra handcuffs and other restraints to restrain individuals if needed, and a little personal tent in case we get separated. I'd still have shelter, and that was about it. But I didn't actually look that stuff up to see how much it all costs. So, oh, and a backpack to put it all in. But I'll have to get back to you on how much all that costs.
So
What about you,
Hyro
Hyro?
just bought a crate of MRIs.
MREs? You bought an MRI
Jesus
machine?
A
Christ.
crate of MRIs, we just suddenly... I'm going to say that these are things that we order. So we just order it, and it shows up, and we just get, 50 crates, and it's just dismantled MRIs, and we're just like, Hyro, what did you buy?
And why did you think we needed 50?
How did you afford this?
Considering one probably costs like $1 million.
No, it's like Hyro just went to like a hospital that was closing down, and he's like, "Hey, do you have any MRIs? I mean, MRIs? We got one. We'll send it to you. Cool. Give me all your money. We'll send you all of the MRIs." I don't know about you, but the thought that Hyra unironically made the mistake of asking for an MRI instead of an MRI is even funnier.
$200 million in debt now.
Oops. My bad.
They said they send me the financing agreement.
And Hyro turned to Random On Forever and just disappeared.
Pyro just appeared on Mirrorpool's most wanted wall.
Yes. But no. Hyro just bought 24 MRE meals. And a backpack.
All right, Sammy, what you got?
Okay, I had to quickly change it a little bit because a lot of it was already covered by
Well?
by Kishel. Yeah, but I got a backpack, normal things. A 40-ounce water bottle, so I carry more than I'll ever need. A extremely bright outdoor flashlight, which I will keep for myself. I know we already got some, but I want to keep one. Alongside a little pocket flashlight, so that if I ever want to like sneak a flashlight under my, under the little pocket or something, I can do it. A small little like pocket pen. It's like really tiny, but I can just like zoop it out. So if if we're ever in the city and we need to run away into the wilderness, we may not carry the camping bag, but at least I'm gonna sleep in a tent. I don't know about y'all. A multi-tool, because I will carry my own personal multi-tool. I'm sorry. A literal pocket first aid kit, so again I can just slide it in the pocket, and it's just basically got like bandages, little band-aids, very basic like first aid stuff. A 3-in-1 barometer, thermometer, and hygrometer, which is basically perfect to tell me the weather, so I can just look at it and go like, yep, a storm's coming. A 60-yard roll of duct tape. A 3-foot extendable pointing stick, like the ones the teachers use, but like long. A fanny pack. 4.5 ounces of pepper. 5 pounds of flour. And a laser pointer.
So that did remind me of something else that I forgot to get that I'm going to add. He's getting a water bottle as well and some life straws.
Oh, and we need a compass.
Not a bad idea.
No, we can just buy a GPS.
Oh.
Hey, Kashel, do you want to buy a GPS?
Sure, he'll buy a GPS too.
Candy Falls, that's mean.
And lastly, we got Wyatt.
Wyatt is just gonna get like a pack of like 4 cheap lighters, a bag, a flashlight, like a flashlight with batteries, and a water bottle, and look over at everyone else's stuff and suddenly feel very like underprepared.
You know that those cheap lighters are probably going to break on you real fast, don't you? It would be better money spent to pick up a Zippo or something high quality. Just saying.
I guess I'm not experienced with this sort of thing.
Here, Wyatt, I gotcha. David will buy a Zippo, and he also forgot I need a water bottle, so he'll buy a water bottle too.
Hyro will also buy a water bottle as well.
Because that is muy importante.
Yeah.
Wait, you bought a water bottle with what money? You spent it all in the MRI.
No, I still have money saved up.
Not after the MRIs.
machine.
No.
Oh yeah, you bought 50 MRIs. You have no money.
Let's just open a hospital.
Act as efficiently as possible. All of those MRIs would take up more floor space than the entirety of Mirrorpool. One wonders how the fuck they got it to you.
I was just by the entrance of Mirrorpool, just like, thanks, goodbye, and wave to the truck.
I don't think Mirrorpool's letting you go. You just purchased 50 MRIs of like $6,000, and now they're hiring you to be like the head of the acquisition department.
That's true. They should. All right. So we've got our equipment. Now what?
Cashel is going to put an arm around David. And without saying a word, he is going to lead David to the elevator.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
We're going somewhere very important. For you.
Just leave the
I
rest
feel
of
in danger.
You see, I did not appreciate getting sick from your cooking last night.
It was not my fault.
We're going to make sure that I never get sick from your cooking again.
Oh no.
I remember Sammy and Wyatt watching as they walk away.
Yeah.
Dead man walking.
Should we follow them?
Not why. It looks like they're already becoming great friends.
I just look at Sammy.
David has
a
a
look.
"please save me" look on his face.
Cashel,
He really wants us to come along.
Did give us food poisoning.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah, well, I feel like Kashel's about to make sure he doesn't make any more mistakes like that.
oh,
cooking.
definitely
I want cooking
not.
lessons. Let's go. Yeah, let's go get cooking lessons. I'll be along.
I guess
Cashel
we're
is
just following.
taking David to the mess hall, going
And
to the cook. Oh, go ahead.
And we're just gonna follow Cashel and David and see where they go.
Just from a
Mhm.
distance, a safe distance.
Yep.
They take the
no,
next elevator.
Yes.
And he's gonna go up to the chef. So, my companion here tried to cook for us last night and gave us all food poisoning. I was hoping you could enlighten him on proper cooking procedures.
Young will have a look over David and say, "What meat were you working with, friend?"
Fish and some cow
And dear.
and deer.
Okay. Tell me, how did you prepare the food?
Over a campfire.
I see. So, what you seem to be describing, my rather menacing-looking friend, is merely a traditional dish known as steak tartare. And it sounds like you just got food poisoning as a result of a risk that you chose to take.
Oh no.
I choked on my own spit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not that kind of poisoning.
I understand that he could do better. I was
I
just
also must
hoping-
point out that we don't have any equipment whatsoever to actually test a temperature or any of that nature as well.
Thankfully, a meat thermometer was part of one of those kits.
I see.
I made sure.
Well,
Either way, I
lest
was just
your-
hoping some training.
lest your friend cook you any more on the spot, traditional, shall we call them, dishes.
Don't teach my hamster to suck eggs.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see that because I got the weird running ad block thing. What happened?
Oh, an influence was redeemed. I sent it to you. The influences are not shown publicly. They go through me, and then I send them on to you.
Okay. Gimmond, I need some clarification.
You are allowed to approve or deny based on story or whatever reason you have, as well as adjust things to fit the style of the campaign.
Okay. I'm gonna toss this back to Gimmond because I need to know: does he mean the one that is currently happening or the actual next one? Because that's important. And while he ruminates on that, Young will nod and say, at the risk of him cooking you any more traditional style meals impromptu, I do have a field survival guide that includes some healthy and relatively easy to make recipes, even for out in the wild, and for dishes that can be made anywhere in the world.
Wonderful.
Okay. In that case, I will... He's interrupted by the sound of a loud clanging. Sammy and friends, everyone except David and Cashel. The elevator stops, but as the doors try to open, they pull about halfway open and then slam shut, ringing your ears violently. The lights flicker a bit and then go completely out.
Oh,
Lamau.
shifts eyes towards Sammy.
Slowly turns to Sammy.
Sammy
And then
reaches into a pocket.
a low monotone hum can be heard from the speaker, but it's getting louder and louder and louder until the hum is near deafening.
And he's gonna reach into his pocket, pull out like the little laser pointer, and then like sit down against the wall of the elevator in the corner. And he's just gonna point it at the roof and be like, "Please have mercy."
What's that noise? What?
That
what's
is
going
loud.
on? Yeah.
It's the end. It's coming.
Then, as the monotone little alarm reaches its maximum, nearly hurting your ears, the lights all at once come back on, and the elevator door opens as normal.
Hiro just blinks and looks at Sammy and Wyatt.
That was weird.
Yeah, that just happened.
You were granted mercy. This is why I don't write them.
You okay, Sammy?
Never. Not as long as I'm within walking distance of one of these.
Oh,
Hey,
come
wait.
on.
If I approach the door, it might decide to take revenge for abandoning it.
It's not
White's
that.
gonna pick up Sammy to take him out of the elevator because he's clearly not moving.
Sammy will not resist. He still has
Over the
laser
shoulder.
He points the laser pointer at Ren. You're next if you stay there.
Hiro just shrugs.
Kyung will give a slow, deliberate blink, having watched all of this, then turn back to the people he was actually speaking to and say, I could part with one of the books for 20 credits.
Deal. David will bust out his card.
All right.
White
And
will
with that,
put
you've...
Oop.
Sorry, go ahead.
White's gonna put down Sammy outside the elevator.
And with
Fetal
that, you
position,
have
Sammy.
exchanged credits for the book.
Yeah. Now I have instructions to follow.
I will point out that there are things in the system called boon items. This book would probably fall under that very well. The boon items can give bonuses to rolls if they are with you or utilized. It depends on the item. Like in the case of the book, he'd need to reference it, but it can give a 1 or 2 dice bonus to rolls.
And can I get you to say that first word again? The what items?
Boon.
Boon items. Okay.
We have boon, blend, and bane items. Bane items are the equivalent of a cursed item. In the case of Nova, from the game I run, I know you haven't watched it, but he had a hat that was given to him by his uncle, and he was told to look after it. It was a boon item. It gave him a bonus because he had a personal attachment to it. However, now that it has been damaged, it has turned into a bane item, he can't get rid of it because personal attachment to the item, but it is giving him penalties now because he failed his uncle. He did not keep the hat safe. To give one example of a Bane item. There's more information
Ren's
at the end
dice
of the...
would be another Bane item.
Ren himself is a Bane item.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Love you, Red.
Here is his reaction.
Ow! My heart.
Oh no.
That hurts.
Ren, it's a Bane item. You're a Bane item because I love you so much and like to have you around, but you also have terrible luck and you are a bad luck charm.
Oh God! Ow!
But I still love you despite that shortcoming.
Ow! Ow! Why? That hurts! That hurts! Master!
But you're still a good boy.
Now I feel
Poor
so much
Ren.
guilty now.
Poor Ren.
Why, Master? Why?
So anyways, moving on. Cashel has a little bit more shopping to do. Compact toolkit, as well as some an electrician kit.
That's reminding me of one of those doomsday preppers. Wyatt says
It
to
what?
Sammy,
I don't mind it. If he grabs an electrician kit, maybe he can save us from the elevators.
I think the elevators might dislike you in particular.
I think I'm just gonna end up flying to the bottom floor from now on.
Can you
Wait.
fly?
No.
That's called falling.
With
Yeah.
style.
Better than the elevators.
And falling a story is going to mess you up.
Big
Not more
time.
than the elevators.
I think more than the elevator, yeah.
I don't trust them. Are there emergency stairs? Can I use
Yes,
those?
of course.
Sammy's just gonna start walking towards the stairs. Never again an elevator.
Mm. Hmm.
Let me just lock Sammy out of the final boss fight. The only way to get there is an elevator.
There's four other of us. We can drag Sammy with us if we have to.
How much does a jetpack cost? I can't buy one off of Amazon.
What's next, gamers? Besides Kashel's shopping spree.
Well, at least for me, I was planning to rest early and then wake up early to do some training.
We'll just mention this now since it's good timing. Like, hey guys, Celestial have more missions that we can take after we finish all of our stuff.
The
I think,
interrogation.
yeah, I was gonna say after we do the interrogation.
What are you even gonna
He
do
will-
for that?
Oh, I have a wonderful plan. I know how to get
Oh.
information out of people.
Don't look at
Oh.
me. I'm
Put
horrible
him
at
in an
that.
elevator.
I'll leave it to
Yes.
you.
Here, I'll show you. Actually, no, you'll see the plan in action. It'll work perfectly.
We should wait for Cashel to be back though.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
tomorrow. The interrogation's a tomorrow thing, right?
Oh yeah, it is tomorrow. Yeah.
The
Cashel is coming
Oh, is it-
back, and he's also got a Steam Deck with him.
Cashel, I don't think we need that for the missions.
Never underestimate the power of boredom. Or rather, the threat of boredom.
Threat of boredom? How?
What?
Well, imagine what he'd do if he got bored.
Well,
I don't
you
know.
see, bored soldiers get up to something to entertain themselves. Everyone will do something to entertain themselves. That can often be disastrous depending on what it is they decide to entertain themselves with. I personally saw some soldiers deciding to play hot potato with a hand grenade before.
Hand grenade?
Thankfully, they had the sense to zip tie the pin onto it so it did not accidentally come out. However, it was still a very unwise thing to do. Like I said, never underestimate the threat of boredom.
What would happen if you threw a grenade and you hit it with a baseball bat? Like, you know, like if someone pitched a grenade to you, like would it explode when it hit the bat? Or would you be able to like throw it and then it explodes later?
Do you want the real world answer, or are you asking this as Sammy?
I'm asking this as Sammy.
Oh, okay.
Wyatt just like slowly turns to look at Sammy with the most like, how do you come up with this kind of thing expression on his face?
So I have the
Yes,
feeling
Sammy.
that Cashel would know the answer. I do not. So, Matteo, go ahead and give me that answer.
It likely wouldn't explode, depending on what year the grenade was manufactured. You might shatter the casing, and if you do, you would spread the contents everywhere, which may include some mixture of again, depends on the year, but all different manner of powders, as well as any artificial fragmentation like ball bearings or whatever else they might have snuck into the casing. But no, it would not explode because there would be no ignition of the fuse.
Cashel is just going to, say that in a no-nonsense manner. He's taking it as a legit question.
Oh, thank you. That saves me the effort of having to test it.
Hyro is just gonna step back a bit from Sammy.
He has a very deeply thinking look on his face.
Sammy, I'm just gonna say in advance, if you feel like you need to test something like this, perhaps come to one of us first.
Okay, so you're gonna pitch it or you're gonna bat?
We're gonna try to talk you out of it.
Yeah, that one points at David.
You're all boring.
No, we're reasonable and safe.
Oh, yeah, it's just like a little bit of fun, you know?
Yes, we all like to have fun, but we like to have fun being safe and
That's
alive.
also a waste of a grenade.
And without dying, being safe without dying is the, like...
Well, you can do that. I mean, on chasing tornadoes is not, you can be safe and still be dangerous things.
Anyway, what are we doing now?
Well, now I am going to go utilize the facilities for a bit, before bedding down for the night.
I'm gonna go sleep.
Hyro is going to train a bit then as well. Since he haven't felt like he's been useful at all recently.
David is going to go settle in.
David should add more rocks to the rock collection.
I got plenty of rocks.
All right. So for those of you who are training, go ahead and give me an idea of what exactly you are training.
So Hyro is just trying to understand his move in his Renamon form. Where did I have it here? The move called Diamond Storm.
You're gonna get
me
killed. I'm better on my own.
What?
Uh-oh.
Ah. I mean, I guess Ren is assisting the next person to do something.
Oh no, that was gonna
Oh
be me.
no.
No.
Thank God, Cashel already went to bed.
I was gonna do it I was gonna sleep and then train, but then I was like, I might as well do the training and then sleep, and just keep it
Yeah.
simple. But oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. I guess Hyro will help Sammy train then.
Oh, it can be perfect. We can train. We can spar with each other.
Yay! I guess that's what we're doing right now. We're sparring with each other.
All
And-
right.
Go ahead.
Do we keep up the memes at this point and say the training somehow goes horribly, or do we let him roll for it?
I
I'd
say
say
roll for it.
Dice. Let the
Yeah.
dice
Yeah.
decide.
Yeah.
I was gonna train my evasion.
All right. Well, your training is now codependent on the people you're training with, or person rather. So let's see those rolls.
Okay, let me.
Let's see here.
Evasion was body expertise evasion, right?
I think so.
Your evasion is auto-calculated for you, but it is
I mean, I know there's the default evasion value. It just seemed like if I'm training with my evasion, I would make a roll for it.
And
Oh,
I
well
roll
then-
for.
in that case, yeah,
Good.
you just roll it by itself. It is a skill that you can roll.
E.
And I'm rolling for accuracy, right? Because Sammy's trying to evade.
How many assist die do I get from you?
You get 1 die.
Unfortunately, you can't really get assist if somebody is attacking you.
Well, it's more for the training than for the assist than for the attack.
Yeah, but think of this. I'm trying to hit you while trying to assist you at the same time.
Oh dear.
So I guess you're safe in this training for now, Sammy.
Of course, I get a 1. And there you go. So Hyro's trying to hit you with his Diamond Storm. Join his signature move of crossing his arms and then open them and having a bunch of little tiny diamond rocks trying to fly at Sammy.
I think I'm having a good time sidestepping, jumping away. running around. Really hard for you to hit me.
Come on, Sammy. Let me just hit you once. Just once.
You gotta hit me.
And I guess we just keep doing that for the rest of the day.
All right. Your training session goes for a long time. Do you want to pick a time to stop? With the understanding that you guys have been back at base since about noon.
I would say enough time where I can get 8 hours of sleep while, doing the night things like brushing teeth, taking a shower, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Last call. Anyone else have something they want to do today? All right. We got a bunch of big EP boys. So, the next morning comes. Your stomachs settle a bit more, though your nightmares of that helicopter ride back home with all the turbulence and all the sick will still follow you.
Hyro's still having good sleep.
Keep rubbing it in.
I mean, I don't know if you guys are having nightmares. I'm just having a decent sleep.
Yeah, he keeps rubbing in our face that that he's doing perfectly fine.
Finding new ways to do it too.
David has nightmares of poisoning his team.
Oh no! Hyro is failing.
Being fired from Mirrorpool. The most dishonorable discharge. Anyway. When you wake, it's a normal day like any other at Mirrorpool. People shuffling about, running from room to room, making status reports. The works. However, this is also a unique day for you guys, because you all, at some point today, presumably, are going to interrogate your captive. Do we have anything we want to settle before that, or would we like to meet at the hospital, or the infirmary?
Probably meet at the mess hall for breakfast first.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do the torturing on an empty stomach?
Nope.
No.
Understood. When you arrive at the mess hall, a very, very few people, because one of you said you were getting up early, yes?
I mean, Cashel
I
is
was gonna-
usually up early, but
Yeah.
Feel the backhand of
I was gonna when I
justice.
switched over to training until late.
he is up, washed, and ready to go in 15 minutes. His bed immaculately made.
Good night, Beerus. When you arrive, there are very few people in the mess hall. Being as you are contractors, there are effectively two states of the average Mirrorpool agent that is sleeping in forever or currently out on mission. Obviously, Cashel, you are a rare breed among these parts.
Let's just say boot camp does not leave you very easily.
Can I get a flat D20 from everyone?
Come on!
Oh my god.
As I said, Bane item.
Wow!
I guess David's our Nova.
So, Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll save that for later. But Shin Young, ever his energetic and eager to work self, is right there at the cafeteria when you arrive. He smiles and waves the group over.
Guess we'll go over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, good morning. I'm sorry, you've arrived a little early for the breakfast buffet, but if you have any individual item you want, I could make it for you in a flash.
Ah, well, in that case, I'll take a robin egg omelet with coriander made French style, red caviar on that, and licorice liqueur.
Oh, what?
What?
I want a grilled cheese sandwich.
I feel like
and
that's a
scrambled
joke.
eggs.
I
That was from a skit I did. I think I broke Red's head with that. That was a skit I did way back in high school. And I have used that order so many times since then at any restaurant. The best one was a place that was well known for their omelets and had like 3 or 4 pages of different varieties of omelets. And she was looking over my shoulder, trying to find where I was looking on the menu, because I was just looking down at the menu when I was saying that. I know one one waitress actually smacked me with her book with it.
Good deserved.
Yeah.
Young will look at you. Still an eager smile as he says, I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar with that kind of food.
Oh, that's fair enough. In that case, just a simple kind of country omelet then.
Very well, sir. And the licorice liquor will be out soon.
Oh, awesome.
Isn't it a
And-
little early for liquor?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yep. And I guess
Yeah,
we should
so-
probably go in order, so it'll be David next.
French toast and scrambled eggs, please.
And Hyro just good.
Not feeling so adventurous as your compatriot this morning?
Absolutely not.
Understood.
Hyro just wants like a simple omelet, ham and cheese, toast, and just milk.
He'll write all that
Ugh.
down.
You said something about adventure, so what if I just say surprise me?
Never say surprise me.
Sammy, no.
How about, instead of cooking you something totally random, I give you a fellow agent's usual order. And if you're able to guess who this agent is, there's a prize.
Deal.
He nods and then heads back into the kitchen, beginning to work on orders already taken.
Sammy winds up getting a robin
Poor
egg
Wyatt.
omelet.
Okay.
Oh no, he's still there. You can still see him. And he's listening.
Okay.
But why doesn't know that?
Just got
walks away.
excited to get to work.
You don't understand. He just dismissed the man bun. It's already like disqualifying.
You're like, you're not even a dog and literally don't even have a man bun.
Wyatt looks like a cabbage, so you know he's good. He just needs to sit in the sun a little bit.
Oh my god.
Wyatt, speak up.
What?
Chef, unfortunately you seem to have forgotten Wyatt's order here, and he's too nervous to speak up, so we're going to draw attention to him so he actually has to say what he would like. As Cashel just stares at Wyatt.
I mean, I would just like the same as what Cashel has, a Western omelet. A country omelet or whatever.
See, was that so hard?
Eh?
You agents and your humor. Very well.
Even as the straight
that.
man, I can still be Kremlin.
He continues cooking, pouring up a admittedly not incredibly vintage bottle of Liquor's liquor. He pours it into 6 equal glasses and hands each of them to you. Before realizing he's made one too many, picking up the odd man out glass and downing the entire thing before going back to cooking.
Cashel nods approvingly.
Awesome.
Also, for the record, Cashel is Irish. Alcohol for breakfast isn't that's just, every day.
So it said every hour is 5 o'clock in Ireland.
Could I ask for tea instead of liquor for breakfast?
His head snaps to you, the same friendly smile still on his face, but with an aura of menace about him as he says, "You could, but it would be very disrespectful. That was very expensive liquor."
Not to worry, I'll take his. Thank you, though.
And with that, his head slowly eases back to his work. And then tea will be brought out. Because Young is sarcastic, but not an asshole.
Wyatt thanks him for the tea.
Never again will Wyatt speak up about an order.
You okay, Wyatt?
I'll be fine.
And he's gonna grab what looks like a little pen, and he's gonna press a button, and it's gonna extend 2 feet out and have a little pointer hand at the end, and he's gonna pat Wyatt with it.
What's the appropriate stat for seeing how well someone holds their liquor?
Integrity.
Ooh, can I get some integrity?
Oh, no.
This is quite strong liquor, and many of you have just said you're having a glass.
What expertise to roll with it?
It's funny.
Wyatt
doesn't-
roll
For being Irish, does that give a bonus to it?
Yes, you get an additional 1 die.
Cool.
It's funny. Wyatt has probably the best integrity, but he doesn't drink.
Well, I think I'm... Oh, 2. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Did somebody just thump their neck or desk?
No.
No, I actually hit the mic with my cup.
No. The dog just bumped the wall.
Oh.
Poor baby.
Somebody threw the ball too close to the wall.
Not accepting that. Willpower.
I was about to say, dear God, Cashel.
Souling the one.
My God. All right.
3.
Not accepting failure.
Not on this.
I mean, it would be kind of
And-
funny the Irishman being the one that rolls the worst.
All right, Sammy, you are by far the worst affected by this liquor. And when I say the worst, I am speaking a little hyperbolically. It's not that bad. However, you are quick to get a buzz when you're about half the glass finished. And you can tell you're going to be in quite a state if you continue. Would you like to?
And this is talking
How
to everybody,
good?
right?
How good
I'm sorry.
is the liquor?
What'd you say, Ron?
This is for everyone, right?
Oh no, this is just Sammy.
Oh, just Sammy. Okay.
Does anyone notice that Sammy's starting to get a little, buzzed?
Sammy's not super talkative, so I'm gonna say not yet.
But like, how good is it? That's the important question.
Oh, it tastes great. It tastes like licorice. Do you like licorice
yeah,
candy?
Why stop?
Oh, no.
All right. So, by the time Sammy has finished his glass, his head's beginning to sway a little bit, a telltale sign that he's not holding it well.
Oh,
As for the
no.
rest of you, Pyro, you achieve a little bit of a buzz. Cashel, your tummy starts to feel warm, but you don't really get anything out of it besides that. And David, you're like, this is weak shit.
Cashel is just taking a couple of sips while he waits for the breakfast and then finishes it during the food.
Harold
He knows
doesn't
better
say-
than to down it, on an empty stomach,
Harold just follows Cachel's way since he doesn't really drink too often. But he realized that Cachel knows his way around drinks.
Sammy was a college student not too long ago. Drinking, that's just party games.
Wyatt
And once
just
the
enjoys his tea.
And once the food arrives, you finally have something to help settle your tummy. Oh, Sammy, you wouldn't happen to be one of the people who was made sick by David's cooking, were you?
It was.
Oh,
no.
darling. I'm so sorry.
Round two, here we go.
Oh no.
You receive your food, and by God, does it look delicious. And you look at it, and you look at it, and suddenly you're repulsed at the sight of it as you taste a strong metallic flavor in the back of your throat. You have about 3 seconds to find a restroom, or you're going to ruin everyone else's breakfast too.
Zoomies time.
Exit stage whichever direction has the closest bathroom.
Oh no.
And we all just watch. Yep.
You watch it, there's like a little cloud of dust where Sammy was.
Should we? No, I
should
don't
be
think we
fine.
should. We should just let Sammy deal with that.
He is an adult. He handles himself, Young
Yeah.
says.
Yeah.
After a few more hijinks and low jinks, breakfast is finally over, and you guys enjoy the benefits of a good meal. I don't think anyone's lost HP yet, have they? Not that it matters. You guys have already had a
Full rest.
good long rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have
Yeah,
any
we are-
exhaustion either.
Would restore the exhaustion that Cashel just got from using willpower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens.
Important question though. At the very least, I'm assuming Sammy's not probably gonna eat too much of it for the moment, but eventually he gets back. It's fine. But what
Cash-
is the food? Because he said there was a price for guessing.
For the record, Cashel did pull out some Pepto and put a little thing of it next to Sammy's plate.
Wait, is Cashel gonna be the dad of the group?
It sure seems like it.
You know, that is very much appreciated by Sam. You get a very grateful smile.
Kashal just nods.
Sorry. He, young, thumbs his chin gently and says, "Oh, you still wish to play the guessing game? Very
Yes.
well." He puts out 6 portraits of agents, which to the rest of you, these are names you recognize, for the most part. Enoch is one of them. Jacob is another. Hayashi is one. Then there is a rather English-looking person wearing glasses, short brown hair. A very serious-faced woman in a green suit with long, dirty blonde hair, and a short, bob-cut, more slender woman. Sammy, you can make out none of this. Because every time you try to focus on one of these on one of these photos, you get distracted either by the glare on the glass or by the sound of one of your compatriots breathing. So for you,
I roll a d6.
you can do that, or you can just say 1 through 6.
I think is the second one.
Young grins and says, "Oh, sorry. That's incorrect."
Well, I think I'm correct. So who's right?
He is.
Yeah.
I think you should get more bed rest, friend. And water.
Yes.
Bed rest is boring. But I'll take the water. Probably a good idea.
And with that, he slides a very cold glass of water over to you.
Sippy.
Do enjoy the rest of your day. I need to begin preparing for the breakfast buffet.
Thank you very much for the breakfast. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for being good sports. I hope your next mission goes well.
Could I get another one of those omelets, please?
Oh,
It's going to be
certainly.
useful in a interrogation I'm about to do.
What?
Trust me, nothing
You know what?
bad is going to happen to the food.
He gives you an omelet to go.
Kashal is going to take it and head to the infirmary.
And Hyrule will follow.
I guess we all follow.
David will follow but be behind Sammy to keep him stable.
I'll have you know, Sammy's very good at walking in a straight line.
And we can see Sammy going left, right, left, right.
You're
It's like
you're
it's the-
drifting, buddy.
it's the kind of straight line where it's really obvious someone like has practiced it in order to be able to do it to pretend. Like unnaturally straight.
So Sammy is specifically trained for the alcohol test on the side of the highway. Got it.
Exactly.
Concerning.
Very concerning.
When you arrive at the infirmary, it's immediately obvious where your person has been taken to, because outside of the door in the corridor, which contains all the patients, there are 3 guards set up, one on either side of the door and another across from the door, weapon trained on the door itself. a very high security lockdown. But before you can get there, you must face the evil, awful, horrible receptionist.
Good morning to you.
Hiya.
Says a very short, very stocky, feline-esque creature, pittering away at a keyboard.
We are here to do interrogation. Is it alright if we move in?
Sure. But first, I'm gonna need your call signs.
Mine is Castle.
Knight.
Queen.
Forgot my mine was.
Fine.
Lay.
No, wait. I forgot mine, but it's one of the chess pieces.
This is
Mm,
pawn.
I'm sorry, sir. One of the chess pieces doesn't match anything we have on our system.
What did he say, Azure?
Here's this pawn.
Yeah, that one, pawn.
P-A-W-N.
they said as they methodically pecked at the keys.
Okay, who's next?
That's correct.
All eyes go to David.
No, I said mine was bishop.
Bishop. B I S.
Oh dear.
Oh god, where's H again? H O P.
goodness.
Anyone else?
Knight.
Oh, that's a tough one. C.
This one starts with a K.
K.
Oh, K. N. I. T. E.
Nope.
IGH.
GHT.
Oh. Okay. Tip a tap a tip.
They say as they tap the backspace button.
K. N. I. G. H. T. All right. Is that looks like everyone?
I think they say, counting on their claws.
Alright, we good to go?
Yes. One last thing.
They tap the enter key on their computer one more time, and it prints out 3 temporary badges for you to slot in alongside your anything. It just looks like one of those paper driver's licenses you get until they print off your real one.
Did you get myself and Hyro?
Oh, yeah. You were Castle, and Hyro was... Tip, tap,
Cool.
tip, tap, tip.
Queen.
Oh. Okay. C...
No,
L...
no. It's Q. It starts with a Q.
Oh,
Just spell it.
Q...
U.
W. Oh, okay. UEEN, she says, very quickly tapping the keys. Hitting enter again, and then there is your badge.
And last but not least.
Oh my god, I know!
Wait,
What did I do? Oh,
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I know.
Oh no. And there it is.
I'm
Hold up.
waiting for it.
Hold up.
I am feeding through Discord for the record.
Oh, there it is.
Really, what's happening?
That's really
Aw.
adorable.
That
I like
is-
that.
Pyro.
Fine. I ain't pulling more than party by being a poor cook. Oh my god.
The only thing that could possibly be missing here is just a shell pointing a gun at Ren from the back.
I mean, Shell was the only one who bought a gun.
I don't have proficiency. Why would I buy a gun? Sounds like a terrible thing. With I should buy a gun. Never mind.
And after that full rest, Cashel has 2 marksmen to use it with.
Well,
Never again. Will
it's
we
been
be
nice
stealthy.
knowing you, David.
No, David can be improved.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh. You saying Ren can't?
I did not say that. Legally, I did not say that.
Zim, what kind of gun did you buy again?
It was a Colt Python 357 Magnum.
Okay, so every time David cooks poorly, you put like a single bullet and you play Russian roulette.
The cat person waves you on and says,
Okay, you're free to go in now.
Wait, did he get cash shells?
They said they
Yeah.
did, but they only printed off 3 temp badges.
Or 4 now.
For
but-
now.
"Did I say it was just 3?"
Yes, he did.
That's
Oh,
why
my
I
apologies.
asked if they got Cashel and Hyro.
In that case, she'll just hit enter on the keyboard again, printing out 1 final badge.
Sorry about that. I am a little scatterbrained this morning.
That's only 4 then.
Son of a bitch.
3
Do you
plus
know-
1 is
Yeah.
4, Maddie.
I guess that'd be David then.
She plants her paw on the entire left side of her keyboard, and then smashes the enter key like 5 times, printing out a total of 26 additional badges.
Oh, God.
Total 30.
Printing out the 1 badge she needed once, and then an additional 5 copies of every badge.
Do we know what this creature is?
This is I believe it's called a Gatomon, but I'll check.
Yes.
David, are you really
yes,
gonna let God
yes.
insult you like that, SMH?
Yes, it is a Gatomon.
Can't believe this.
Thank you very much. And Cashel's just going to move on through.
Yeah.
Do we
Hyro
get
is
all the
just gonna
extra-
follow.
Do we get the extra badges?
Yeah, no, just take them all.
She's not going to stop you from taking them.
Yoink, they're mine now.
David's
Oh,
just
no.
gonna shake his head and take his badge and go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything with 5 extra copies of everyone's badges.
No, I'll
Guard.
you know what? I'll trust Sammy.
The
Cashel's
guards
going...
look in your direction. Okay.
No, go ahead.
The guards look in your direction as you approach, hearing the ruffling of many, many, many badges.
I'm stuffing them in a backpack.
The one who is trained on the door just stays stock still while one of the ones at the door regards you. Oh, hi. I take it you are the visitors that were sent for.
Yes, we are here to interrogate.
Understood. Are you aware of the information Miss Raban wants?
Gonna need to remind me if she told us that, because out of
Didn't tell
character.
us.
She did not?
Oh, wait. No, she did. I think she did. But I also don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I know Kishel would
Just sure.
remember, but...
Yeah.
Was it something like about the purpose of what they were doing?
Yeah, so the thing she said, in addition to whatever you want to know about him, was how they knew about the facility, what they were after, and sorry, I forgot. Also, the identities of their cohorts.
One name.
So 3 things.
That's right. As well as anything you would like to know about the trio.
Alright. Yes, I do know what she is wanting.
Very well. Then may your interrogation be swift. I will warn you, he's been verbally aggressive with all help so far, but has not attacked or threatened to attack anyone. Good luck.
Thank you much. Kishel's gonna go in.
Is I was gonna say, like, is there like a one-way mirror I can just look at through? Because I am not good at interrogation at all.
Yeah, there is not a one-way mirror, but a glass with that kind of metal mesh on the inside.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go there instead. And let the people who are interrogating go in.
The strategy.
All right. Anyone else not going in? All right. In that case, Kishel, David, Sammy, Wyatt. You head into this relatively small room where it would appear that this person has been held for quite some time based on the general odor of the room. Still smells thickly of blood from whatever procedure was performed here. The man laying in the gurney is bound by a metal chain at his legs and one at his right arm. His left arm is unbound with only a small red button within reach. He looks up at you with a glare as you enter the room.
Is there one of those, wheeled hospital tables in the room?
Yes. Though currently it has all manner of dirty surgical equipment on it.
Kishel's going to frown and clean off the table. He hasn't said a word to the guy yet. He's just cleaning off the table, making sure it's actually clean, using some of his rubbing alcohol and such, before sliding it over after making sure that it is, the rubbing alcohol is dry. Don't need him breathing fire or something. And starting an explosion like that. But he's going to wheel it over, put down the to-go container, and open it up. I'm sure you must be hungry, yes?
He looks down at it and then up at you and says, "Any attempt to buy my favor is welcome, but you may be disappointed with how far it gets you.
I might be. But I would rather not go the violent route here. For now, by all means, eat up. Enjoy. Your stay here can be very comfortable, or it can be rather gruesome. I've seen how they can treat some of the prisoners, so hopefully we can get you a much easier time here, yes?
And looks almost confused by your strange generosity, but will reach over and with the one free hand he does have, begin eating.
I'm going to assume that there's a stool in here as well.
Oh, yes.
Okay. He's gonna go ahead and take a seat and just, not stare at the guy. He's kind of just, looking over at the others. Just waiting patiently.
Mm-hmm.
Wyatt's probably leaning against the wall by the door, but otherwise not really doing anything.
David's just standing by the mirror with his hands behind his back.
And Hyrule is just watching the entire scene.
Does Gashel still have his Steam Deck?
Oh, he does.
Can someone borrow to play?
He hasn't opened it yet.
Darn.
After swallowing about 3/4 of his omelet, he'll say the first words to you to initiate a conversation. He says, "Are you aware of what gear it is?"
What gear?
Yes.
What
What year?
Oh, what year? Yes, I am.
Go on then.
I'm going to just say it's 2025. I don't know if it's an actually different year, but, you know.
No, yeah, it's the modern day. It is the
Okay.
present day.
It is 2025.
I'm glad you seem to know that. Your compatriots seem to believe we live in the 1600s. No care for their prisoners. Although, hostility begets hostility, I suppose. He continues eating.
I will ensure, cooperation does help a lot of better care.
Don't misunderstand me, friend. Sorry, go ahead.
It's really quick, out of curiosity. Like, does he look like he's been, like, actually patched up, or is it, like, a kind of rough job? Like, how cared for does he look in, like, a more, like, what they've done to him?
Visually, and especially cosmetically, all that has been done to him is the bare minimum it required to get him stable. Several of his minor wounds remain open, and based on their strange discoloration, may not even have been disinfected.
Kasha will
That's
get to
fine.
that in a moment then.
Oh dear.
Well, do not misunderstand me, friend. I know that no pleasantness awaits me here, that you cannot assure my safety. But, for what it is worth, I've been abandoned by my allies. A bond of loyalty is broken, and with it, any ties I have to assure their safety. So by all means, ask whatever question you have. I may answer to the best of my ability.
Fair enough. As for your treatment here, you know, if the questions are good, if the answers are good, then I'd be happy to do what I can. Obviously, I can't promise everything, but I can at least check in on you. The first thing that we do want to know is, what were you after there?
He nods and says, international communications regarding Mirrorpool.
Information on Mirrorpool, I could definitely see how you might want that. Do they plan to make moves against Mirrorpool?
Yes.
Alright, and what do you know about those plans?
He pauses for a moment, his eyes kind of wandering the table as he does his best to recall all that he can. Very slow to speak, this one. But when his mouth finally does open, another wellspring of good information. They seek to eliminate one Valen Castillo.
Interesting. Do you mind if I begin working on your wounds? I'm not a doctor, but I do have at least field training and can get these at least patched up and disinfected. Probably won't be very pleasant, but I'll do the best I can.
If you would. I've no interest in dying here.
I've no interest in letting you die. And as he's going to begin his work, he does still have that advanced first aid kit, so you know. He'll be using that. Why do they want to remove Valen Castillo?
Another long pause before he simply answers, ethical differences.
Interesting. What sort of differences do we have there? Or does he have with your group? Or your former group, I suppose. That's his
Oh my
medical
God.
check.
Oh my goodness!
All right.
Cool.
With 5 successes. Yeah, you do the kind of job that the team of medical professionals who were working with him should have done. And while there's no guarantee that some of his wounds are not already at least mildly infected, he's going to be a lot better off for your intervention. And if the half-hearted smile on his face is any indicator, he's appreciative of this. I'm sorry, what was your question? I totally forgot.
What moral differences do his former group have with the with Valen? Because he said that they had moral differences, right?
Ethical
Ethical?
differences.
Okay, yeah, I asked ethical then.
I don't know all the specifics, but I'm at least aware that they don't appreciate the way Valen, and by extension Mirrorpool, engages with the other world, and with the people who know of it. Something about vexation.
Ah, yes. To keep it secret. I don't know all the details about that, but it is certainly a power. Cashel is going to pass him some of the Tylenol that he brought, as well as give him some water. It's not the good stuff, but it should at least take the edge off.
He'll examine the seal closely, but I presume you haven't tampered with it.
Nah. It is actual
Yeah.
Tylenol.
He'll shrug, pop a few, and lay his head back. I'm sorry if my answers are not the best. I was the latest to join their organization, the newest blood, if you will, and they have strict containment on the information which flows in and out.
Understandable. Cashel is going to be taking note of all of these things that he's saying. Just for later on passing along, you know. Do you know how they knew about the facility?
Roll insight.
Just Cashel?
Anyone who can see him, so pretty much everyone.
Remember, it is best to assist others, because we can overall get a better roll.
I'm assuming Hyro cannot do this one since he's not in the room.
I have 0 insight.
I mean,
I also have your insight.
you can, but lacking the context of the conversation, you won't be able to
I
do anything
have,
with your roll.
Yeah.
I have one insight I can give you.
Alright, and then somebody else can assist with a teamwork.
Hyro is like smash against the wall. Ow, help!
Oh, God.
Sammy have teamwork?
No.
Do remember
neither
that
I.
we had a full rest, which meant you guys could spend the merits. I know some of you were
Yeah.
planning to pick up teamwork.
I thought about it.
I don't have the skill, but I could roll like soul empathic at least.
Yeah.
Or perception.
I guess if I'm only getting assistance from David at least, I'll roll that. Oh, really?
See,
Fuck.
even Rin offering to help.
Yeah,
Put his
exactly.
Loser dust
Oh,
on you.
come on! Come on!
Ooh, where's that card?
I'm gonna willpower that.
It's actually impressive.
And I'm gonna vigor the 9 to make it explode.
The curse of Ren.
Okay, it's at least 2. I am now
Mike,
out
can
of
I roll,
resources.
I think that this would be the perfect time for somebody to play that card.
Actually, I've got a body boost. I'm gonna use
Okay.
it. Alright, we got a 3.
That's probably good.
And it is
Serviceable.
cunning.
He pauses for a good long while before answering this question, which isn't unusual for him. What is his eyes darting around the room, scanning each of the faces he sees before him.
A miss. Not enough ale.
Once he finishes his grant the party a reroll. Well, okay. We'll save that, I guess. Once he's finished scanning the room, he says, "I'm unsure."
Feel the backhand of justice.
Do I believe him with that? Like, does it seem like he's holding anything back with that insight roll?
It would seem that something about who was in the room changed his answer.
Could all of you step out and leave, give me privacy with him, please?
Okay.
Very well.
I'm gonna walk out and go over to where
Yep.
Hyro is.
Yep.
David, I think you scared him.
I
At this
don't.
point, he's going to roll his own insight. That's exactly what I was hoping would happen. Once the others are out of the room, he huffs a bit and says, "Never was the best liar."
So could I know what you actually do know, please?
Prior affiliation.
Were one of my companions in the room involved with your organization, or...
No. We were involved with yours.
Ah, so that's how you have the Digimon forms, then.
You are a sly one. Yes, that is so. I'd hoped that... Well, I don't suppose it matters now. He shrugs and says, "Your next question, please."
Who were your cohorts?
His lips tense up a bit a bit at that. His teeth clenched for just a moment before he says, "Turning over that information would surely result in their death or capture. I'm sorry. This is where I draw the line."
I do understand that. However, as you said yourself, they abandoned you. The one that I assumed to be your leader freed the other one that was with you, because we had captured her, and left you there.
Deceitful, yellow-bellied bastards though they may be. I have higher standards than to see someone murdered for my own shortcomings. And make no mistake, being captured by you all is my own shortcoming.
Cashel will nod. Well, if there is any other information that you think may be relevant or helpful to us, it would be appreciated. But those are the questions that I had for you. Well, there is one more. Which of my companions did make you uncomfortable?
What?
You did not
None of
want to.
them.
You did not want to answer the question before because of one of my companions in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clear something up as the storyteller here. And this is what his insight roll was about. When you sent people out of the room, he believed that you had detected he was lying and were going to torture him. That's why he gave up the ghost and said, "I never was a good liar." Because he failed his insight roll miserably.
So Cashel would probably determine that that's why he wound up answering.
Yes. The truth is, he thought he could get away with lying because he knew that all of you were new to the organization. He had never met you before. And that's why he lied to you at first.
Okay. In that case, Cashel would
Yes.
not have asked that question. Do know that I will not be engaging in any torture. Torture just leads to whatever answer might satisfy to make the pain stop. Not necessarily the truth. That said...
Knowing your... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Knowing Mirrorpool, I'm sure you don't need to override our synapses, our pain tolerances. No. Castillo would give you the very tools to override our free will and make us tell you what we know.
I'm not aware of any such power existing. But that does not mean it does not exist.
He shrugs and says, some propaganda is quite persuasive.
To be fair, they did not tell us about vexating until after we were out in the field. And I certainly intend to get more information on that.
I think that you should. Then maybe you will understand their intentions.
For now, I do have something to help you with your time being held. If you would like more games, I can take it when I visit and get them on. And he's gonna give the guy the Steam Deck. Boredom can be a hell of a problem.
You must be the single kindest holder of prisoners I have ever met. Why? It makes no sense to me.
The world has enough enemies. I'd rather make friends. Even if they are strained friendships.
Very well. I accept your gift, though I have no idea how to use it.
Cashel will go ahead and spend some time explaining how it works. He already loaded it with a few games. And
So
made
from
sure
outside
to
the room-
erase the, outside the room, we're just playing games, you know?
I was
You're
like,
most-
what's going on?
The most hard-ass member of your party just produced a Steam Deck and is now playing with the prisoner.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but I think he's torturing him. See, like, that thing requires 2 hands to use, but he only has 1 hand free. So he must be, like, thumping him or mocking him.
I didn't even think of that. Holy shit.
Hey, as somebody that has spent way too much fucking time in the hospital and one arm basically unusable, you find a way.
Like life, you just find a way.
I mean, there are a lot of games you can play with 1 hand. I'm just assuming the worst.
But David's just kind of standing there, shaking, or not, or scratching his head, being like, this is an interesting technique.
I mean, it's better than what I was going to do.
What were you gonna
Shift's
do?
eyes
Annoy
to-
him?
Shift's eyes to Sammy. What was your idea?
He's gonna grab his little laser pointer and he's gonna point it at like the little bridge between your eyes so that like the glare annoys you, but it's not hitting your eyes.
Yep, that's just what I thought.
Of course.
Your prisoner, Cashel, will pause for a moment and say, I do not want to let your generosity go unpunished. And it does not escape me that I was not able to answer all of your questions to your satisfaction. But with your blessing, I would like to give you all the information that I might on myself, and let your investigation take you from there.
That would be appreciated.
I'm sure you've overheard my call sign already. Cronin. Kronin. Real name. Got to look at the notes because I forgot his real name in the heat of the moment. Sorry.
Mood.
Did you say Kronim?
Yep.
See, making friends is the best way to go.
Yeah. Wyatt gets it.
Can't argue with the results.
My name is...
Hyru's just confused.
My
He's
name...
not- Oh, good. Sorry.
Released from my call sign is Ishmael Voss. I hail from
Call
Germany.
me Ishmael.
Well, it is a
You think
pleasure. I go by Castle. My name is Cashel.
With that information, you should be able to find whatever files remain on my time with Mirrorpool. You have my blessing to peruse them to your satisfaction.
I will do so. Thank you.
He lays his head back and lets out a long sigh. Thank you for your kindness.
Absolutely. For now, I should be off, but I will check in on you when I'm able.
He nods. And then gets back into a steady breathing pattern, as if already drifting off to sleep.
And Cashel is leaving the room. He's gonna look at the guard that let them in there in the first place. Do make sure he is allowed to keep that Steam Deck. It was very expensive.
You gave him what? Says the guard with his gun trained at the door.
It's a toy.
It's a toy that can establish an internet connection. Take it from him.
I already removed that.
And how exactly did you do that?
That was actually something that I was going to bring up when I was saying that I was giving it to him. And then you kind of moved to the outside group, and I forgot to. But yes, that was something that Cashel made sure to remove.
You can just remove the wireless card, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair.
Like, the Steam Deck is specifically made for you to be able to open it and edit it and such.
Oh, yeah. It's very... I don't know what the word for hardware is, but very open source, very modular in design. So, yeah,
Able to be modded, yeah.
Which is an awesome thing by Valve. Thank you.
Yeah, hands up for all the companies that do stuff like that, as opposed to phone creators who keep trying to make it so that you cannot work on your own phone.
I'm just gonna put this out there. Valve, make a phone. Seriously? You would probably be the only company with a phone at that point.
Yeah, no.
At least if you follow the same practices as, with the Valve dock. Or the Steam Deck. I'm so used to calling it Valve dock with Asher, but
The Valve dog.
But seriously, they
I
would.
could go into a whole tangent about this, but we gotta keep moving. We only have an hour.
But yeah, I you know, Cashel does have Dotten technology, and it's specifically designed to be easily modified. So, like I said, I was going to bring that up, and then you went to the outside group about how I've played games with a prisoner, and yeah.
The man will look at one of the men on the door and say, "Rookie, is that possible?" Yes, sir.
That particular one is designed to be modular. It's why I did not give him a Switch instead.
Then I suppose he can keep it. But there is protocol to giving prisoners gifts, you know.
Then I shall learn it. But for now, it resulted in me getting the information and the answers that they wanted.
I suppose our esteemed broker will be glad to hear from you then. Now, did you have any more business here?
That is all for now.
You need
Good
to
job,
follow the
recruit.
protocol to give them a gift. Well, you need to follow medical protocol. Pinky.
Yeah.
He says to the guard.
He's still a little buzzed, you know, he might.
So, yeah, Cashel is gonna head off to, the one lady's name. To report the,
Raban.
Yeah. Raban.
And as soon as Cashel walked out of the room, Hyro will join him. Since there's no need to be in the other room.
Wyatt looks back at their prisoner through the window for a moment, but then follows the group.
Same.
When you arrive on the lowest annex of the building and approach the door to Raban's office, it's already cracked slightly. From the inside, you can hear slightly muffled techno music and see flashing lights.
Is this normal?
I mean, I assume people are allowed to play their own music inside their own offices.
I mean, I guess.
What, we knock before we enter? Let her save face.
Well,
That'll
of
be-
course, we should generally knock before entering.
Yeah.
So we knocking?
Yep.
All right. Give a little tap on the door, and a very exasperated sounded Raban says, "Yes, yes, come in."
I don't open the door for the others.
What you see is a strange sight indeed. On the screen before you, there is some kind of rave happening on a dimly lit dance floor, all the neon lights and lasers flashing. And in the center of this really heavily over-edited video is a large canine with dark fur, a curly tail, a bright yellow mane, two strange, almost tentacle-like appendages on its back, boxing gloves, and massive claws protruding from those boxing gloves. Behind her desk, Raban has her face in her hands.
Kashel's just going to glance at that and then just ignore it and move over to her. I do have information from the prisoner.
Oh yes, please do tell me what you know, she says as the techno music goes in the background.
should the Hyro's just gonna keep his mouth shut.
I mean, it's at a reasonable volume for the room that you're in.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Literally, I know.
Well, yes.
Yep.
Kashel is going to relay the information that he gathered, including the name. He will say, unfortunately, I was not able to get the identities of his cohorts, but we did get a lot of information from him regardless. And I feel that over time, I may be able to get the identities after all. I do intend to visit him on occasion to attempt to get that information from him if that is permissible.
Of course. Do what you must in search of further information. Tell me, do you know why they appeared at the station?
They were looking for information on Mirrorpool. They are seeking to take out Valen Castile.
Yet.
What was that?
Sorry, that was just Celestia audibly saying shit.
Ah.
She pinches the bridge of her nose and says, "Can we get through 1 month without an attempt on the mage's life?" Whew. Okay. It's all right. We just need to enact lockdown protocols again. And there's really no helping it. Listen, Recruit, thank you for the information. I need to get moving. But first, I wish to broker you another contract. I have 3 to choose from.
Before that, I understand that I have broken protocol by giving him a gift. And I would like to ensure that that is remedied.
Oh, please. Some small trinket or food or whatever it is you gave him surely is not that much of a security breach.
It was a Steam Deck, though I did ensure to remove the wireless card before giving it to him.
She visibly tenses, and the glass she was holding in her hand shatters.
Oh. Hyro
Shell
just
is
What?
unperturbed.
Hyro will just take a step back.
Oh, please. Please,
David.
please. Do not tell me you just said what I think you just said.
I did.
What is the recruitment process like at Mirrorpool nowadays? Do you understand what you've done?
No, not even a little. No one's told us anything, like, useful since we got here.
We did not even know that vexation was a thing until we were already in the field.
Oh, good heavens, you need so much retraining. Okay, listen. Regardless of whether or not your precious little Steam Deck can connect to the internet, we are dealing with digital threats. Which means, regardless of whether or not this thing can connect to our network, it may have already been tampered with and may already contain threats within, which may or may not be allied with your new friend. This is why we have protocol. You were supposed to send it through the machine so that we could determine whether there was already a virus. What do you have to say for yourself, recruit?
I purchased it from your own annex. Why would it be available for sale in your own annex if it had not already gone through this process?
Jiro. I should have known that bastard Hayashi had something to do with all this. I apologize for losing my temper, recruit. You've done all that could be expected of you given your circumstances. I will ensure that training manuals are updated and that you receive the information you yet lack. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
He nods.
No. Sorry, where were we?
On track.
Well, we were addressing the breach of protocol there.
Oh no, don't worry. There is no disciplinary action to be taken on your part, or at least I will see to it that the hearing resolves that way. Clearly, you couldn't have known that something bought from our own annex would be vulnerable, especially as it's handled through our own services. It should be no threat, but it's quite important that we send it through rigorous testing anyhow. You understand.
Understood. Where should I go to have one of... Because I did purchase one for myself, and I would like to ensure that it is safe.
Oh no. For any device you seek to use yourself, it's fine, so long as you don't connect it to our network. Until it's been properly scanned, of course.
In that case, I would like to put it through the scan. The mobile
Very
data
well.
is not very good here.
Not this far underground.
Anyways, you will need to hand it off to our cybersecurity specialist. One Jacob Davis. I'm sure you know the name.
I do, yes. But that
You
was
can
all that
find
I
his
need.
office. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You can find his office on this annex, the lowest chamber. Very near to where we hold the meetings with the other higher-ups.
Understood. I will send it through there soon.
Thank you, darling. Again, I'm sorry. I lost my composure. You didn't deserve that.
To be fair, I've been through worse through boot camp.
She smiles and says, "Okay, let's speak contracts, yes?"
Yes.
First, there's been an update to policy. Clearly, there was some miscommunication on the threat level of the last mission. Had I known that it was as dangerous as it was going to wind up being, recruits would not have been put on it. In fact, the contract would not even have been made available to you. As such, we have established a new threat primer. Information that you will have attached to the mission docket itself, so that you know just about what you're getting into, as far as physical threats. And with that, she will slide a copy of such threat primer to you, and I have already slid one to you in the Discord. If you want specific details on that, check that out. In the meantime, it is rated on a scale of 0 to 7 stars, with 0 being no confirmed physical risk to operators, and with 7 being an absolute globe-threatening situation. And pray we never need that 7th category. Or 8th, rather. Anyways, Your new missions. We have 3. And what you see here, she said, pointing to the projector, is one of them. You are looking at an American convention of some type in Northern California. We believe that this Black Galgamon has infiltrated the crowd, presumably as some costumer or cosplayer or whatever it is you all call it, and is becoming quite popular online. Thankfully, public opinion seems to be that this is just some person with a very impressive puppet or drone or fursuit. And we need it to stay that way. Furthermore, we need to figure out how it arrived there in the first place. It is a 2-star threat level mission. The second, an Arctic research station, she says, flipping on to the next slide on her projector. A team at the station has detected strange anomalies in their instruments, hinting at a digital incursion. We are going to investigate. We have reports of unusual temperatures in the area, unusually cold, if you can imagine that for a place like the Arctic. And scientists are concerned that it may be affecting weather patterns. This could lead to investigations from local governments, and I don't need to tell you why we don't want that. This will be a 3-star threat level. We are unaware of the presence of any Digimon, and yet they could be quite dangerous. And finally, your third mission. An Australian government hearing. Threat level 0. A rogue ex-Mirrorpool agent is testifying on behalf of an anonymous hacker group that unknowingly tampered with Digimon data. Their revelations are about to be presented in this hearing, and we must erase or discredit the findings before they go public. This is all we know at this time. Again, we do not believe there's any physical threat to the operators at this time, but as you are dealing with ex-Mirrorpool agents, you need to be ready for anything.
All right. When does the hearing happen?
The hearing will happen Thursday of this week, 4 days from now.
That is certainly a tight timetable. I'm assuming the one at the convention, you would like them to be removed from the area?
Yes.
He's gonna kind of look at the others. I think we should probably deal with that one first, then the hearing, provided no one else winds up dealing with that, and then the third one.
Agreed.
Understood.
Wait, a question. So, are we taking all these 3 missions just in the order we want to do, or are the other 2 gonna be passed on to other agents?
As all of these are relatively time sensitive, the ones you do not choose will be handed down to other agents.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I assumed.
I feel like taking, given our lack of experience so far with at Mirrorpool, we should probably start with picking one for now. Let's not take too much onto our plates so soon.
Well, from what she just said, we can only pick one because the other 2 is gonna be done by other agents besides us.
With that
So which one do?
With that in mind, I still say we take the one at the convention. It should be relatively simple. I know for the core tiering one, I know I have some skill with computers, but I'm not sure how much the rest of you have on that. And as for the third one, it's a potentially unknown threat, so probably better for more skilled teams to deal with it.
I'd like to
I'm
take the Antarctic one. I've never been camping in the cold.
I'm decent at computers, but not great. I still need to learn more on it.
Sammy,
I
you do
can
not
punch it.
you do not camp out in the Arctic or Antarctic. It is far too cold.
We have Cachel's equipment.
No, you misunderstand. It is consistently like many degrees below zero.
I mean, we're talking bone chilling cold.
Well,
And
you're
I
no
will
fun.
say I only got a sleeping bag for myself, so the rest of you may want to pick up ones anyways.
Or learn to cuddle. Raban jokes.
Well, my sleeping
mean-
bag does fit 2, but trying to fit 5 of us into it would not work well.
Well, you could also like become your little bullet, and then you could fit 3.
No
None of
sleeping
us
in
know about the bullet yet.
Oh, never mind then. Damn.
no sleeping in Digimon form.
That too.
With exception
Yeah,
of
there is
Sam's
also
case.
that problem. Yeah, no sleeping in Digimon form. Except for the
Oh,
guinea
wait.
pig over there.
Hold on. That may actually fix the size problem though. Sleeping in Digimon forms.
Oh, it absolutely would.
But
except for Hyro, since he's the tallest one.
he's as tall as a person.
Yep.
But then you'd fix the cold problem.
That's true.
But
yeah.
Hyro,
I agree with Cashel that we should start with, or that we should take the con mission.
Yeah.
Hyro will agree on that. That seems to be the best situation of where our skills lie right now.
Besides, out of character, I want to go meet the Fluffy.
Good. Your target is making waves on the internet. They seem to have gone sort of viral. This clip you're seeing here is from a popular internet video with tens of millions of views. In fact, the congoers have even issued him a name.
Please tell
What
me
is
it's
it?
just Fluffy.
No, they've gone with this very strange name. I don't know how to say it, but it's AIDDO.
I have a few ideas.
AIDDO.
Like Ido?
Ha.
I suppose you could pronounce it that way. Anyways, if you need real-time updates on the position or the relative location of your target, you should be able to find the latest postings about them with that tag.
Wyatt, as she's saying this, is going to pull up like the most recent post about them on his phone.
I do have some ideas on how to deal with this. So do we have any tailors in the here that could work quickly?
Oh no.
Oh my god. Whatever do you mean?
No.
Well, as you said, they are thinking it is a fursuit, so we have someone make a replica head of it. I have seen some videos of animated eyes before, so we'll probably go talk with Davis for some of those. And probably have Hyro here walk out of the bathroom after we get this Ido off the floor with the head under his arm.
Wait, what?
I totally
You are
followed what
going
you
to
said, but it
be-
sounded so grotesque.
We're gonna take Ido
the
down,
fursuit
and-
head.
and it's gonna seem like Hyro was the first suitor, and he took the suit off.
Kashel's going a little French on this poor Ido fellow.
Why me? Why not David or Wyatt or Sammy?
I don't want to.
Something about you strikes me as someone that would enjoy that position.
Fine, but I will not speak.
Oh, that is perfectly fine. But either way,
It's right.
from Mirrorpool, I would like to get a... I would like to get a replica of this Digimon's head.
Very well. Would a 3D printed sort of head base work, or do we need something more precise?
I feel that that should suffice. As long as it is close enough that it shouldn't...
It needs to be close enough to pass casual scrutiny.
Exactly. In particular with the animated eyes that we can just have doing the blinking and looking around and such.
Understood. We'll get right on that straight away. In the meantime, I suggest you all make any other necessary preparations. I've already sent for Crane to be ready to take you to Northern California.
Wonderful.
Will we be... Oh,
go ahead.
will we have like a hotel to live in or anything like that?
Damn.
That was actually what Kesha was about to ask.
I suppose we could post you up at the hotel for one night. Any further stay of yours would have to come out of your own pocket, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
That should be enough. Hopefully it will not be required, but... as I would like to get this done and back as soon as possible. This does bring up another point. If that Digimon is unable to go to a human form, what options do we have for actually getting him out of there? Can we put him into a device of some kind, or do we have special cuffs or anything of that nature?
She mulls it over for a bit and says, you can merely destroy his Digicore. There'll be no need to keep it.
Wyatt blinks. Not really. Like, what does that mean?
Waiting for the chat to catch up so they can recoil in horror if they know anything about Digimon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. If we think of a Digimon's body as the projection, she said, throwing her hand up in front of the light in her projector. What is projected outward from the body, then the Digicore is... She presses her finger to the lens of her projector. It's the projector itself. Once you remove the projector from the equation, you'll have no more threatening Digimon.
Is there a way to return them to their home without killing them?
You're welcome to try to find one. In fact, if it's willing to communicate, you may yet be able to find out how it got there in the first place. But from there, it is on you to decide how to send it back.
Understood. May I go have a conversation with Valen?
Why, certainly. Although we will be enacting lockdown protocol for Valen very shortly. You understand.
I understand. I will go speak with him now, then. Good day, sir. And he'll go ahead and turn and head out, taking the copy of the, case with him.
Just gonna follow Kasha.
Yep, following.
Yeah.
I may be the face, but you guys are allowed to talk,
Yeah, I feel like Kashel's been like 60% of the runtime of this session.
Yes, and I am...
It's the Cashel show featuring this Cashel squad. It's Agents of Reflection starring Cashel and the rest.
Like, that's why I kind of interject here and there sometimes. Like, I'm trying to figure out what to say.
Yeah.
I have
Because,
watched
like,
a lot of Bird Notice multiple times. Spying stuff is my jam.
we can see that.
Poor Ito gonna get unalived.
Oh, we'll try to save you.
Rank up.
Oh,
Hold
hey,
the
a raid.
line. This
I vote
hamlet
for the
shall
murder.
not
I want to
fall.
commit one.
Kikia, you raided my stream with 13 viewers.
Hey there, Keatsuke. Good to see you. How are you? How was your stream? And welcome in, everybody. I am Razim. We do all sorts of things here. Right now, we are in the middle of one of our tabletop campaigns. This particular one is a Digimon-themed campaign with our custom Scar system. I do hope you all hit that follow button. And for those already here, share the love with Keatsuke. And also, while you're at it, go follow Matteo if you're not already, because Mattio's a fantastic storyteller and deserves your attention. And this is a threat, so go follow him.
Oh, thank you.
And yes, Matteo, that is the response. Cashel will find a way to just capture him.
Yeah, Hyro's not into the whole killing anything at all.
Mm-mm.
Now I know I need to put a lot more dots in technology so I could develop one.
I mean, Hyro already have 2 dogs in technology.
Oh, good. Then we can... Oh, no. Never mind.
Hey, wait, and you know what, Zoom? I have 2 dots in science.
Perfect! We can work together!
Oh my god!
This is
Ow!
gonna be
Hey,
Tyler with the
Stop!
technology, Sammy
I
with the
think you need to cut
science.
read some slack here.
I have a point in technology, Zim. I can help you.
Oh, excellent.
Ooh.
Is there anything I can help with?
So, rank
Yeah, you can carry the fursuit head.
maximize-
Oh my god!
Maximize the teamwork so you can give Zim 5 nat ones.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my god. He's gonna throw all his merits into teamwork.
Yes!
More
Oh
ones.
dear.
Ugh.
Well, while
I'll take 5 extra dice.
while Cachel's talking to Valen, David's going back to the annex to buy a sleeping bag because he doesn't have one.
And
Just
Hyro
in case.
will follow, buying a sleeping bag of my own as well.
I'm gonna follow Kishao.
And after I buy the sleeping bag, I'm gonna go towards where Cashel went.
Darn tootin'.
Because I'm curious of what he's going to do.
All
He's
right.
gonna arrive
So,
and we're gonna be in.
so let me get a recap of the whereabouts of everyone who's not going to see Valen right now.
So David's going to the annex to buy a sleeping bag, and then is going to wait for Cashel. Probably. Where will we meet?
I think we'd say to meet at the mess hall.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he'll go straight to the mess hall and just wait.
I think it'll be around about like lunchtime after all this happened. So Hyro will go to the annex, buy his own sleeping bag, and go to the mess hall and start grabbing lunch.
I think Wyatt wants to go back to the infirmary.
Don't worry, I can print
Wyatt.
another ID for you.
Wyatt. It was the lady that was into your man bun. Not the one we captured.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I don't think he's gonna tell anyone he's gonna do that, but I think he'll just go off on his own while everyone else is doing their own thing.
Splitting the party, sinful.
I mean, Wyatt had
we're in friendly territory. What's gonna happen?
Wyatt
Don't
had
say that, David!
Wyatt had questions he didn't get to ask. Because everyone was made to leave the room.
Ah, so Wyatt's gonna ask for her number. Got it.
Yep. And other sultry questions.
Okay.
Who's going first?
So, for those of us who are just going to buy things and not do much else, is it okay if we say, well, that happened and move on? Or
Yeah,
do
that's
you,
fine.
Do you want to have an interaction?
No,
Do
that's fine.
that just happened.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Then we have our boy.
Oh, my stream dropped out for some reason.
Oh no.
And yet I'm still connected to Discord.
Oh, that's-
Yeah,
That happened twice now.
Hey, while streams dropped out,
I will say we're still recording.
And I also have my stream up as well.
That's okay. I was going to ask, my reflux is fighting me right now, and I was going to ask if it's okay if I expedite and try to get us finished up at 9:30 today,
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
or if that's too much of a cutoff for you, Zim.
Second game was canceled, so that's fine.
Oh shit.
Like, normally it'd be like I'm sitting here for a half hour trying to entertain, but, you know, difficult without, because I don't want to start another recording and all that, you know, for a half hour.
Yeah.
But either way, let's get into this and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Is the stream back yet?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, awesome. Good. Okay. All right, gamers. So the next person who was not going to visit Cronin and also was not going to visit Valen, was there one of those?
I don't know
Who
where
wasn't
Sammy
just
was
buying
going.
something?
I was going over to Shell.
Oh,
So
going
yeah,
with
it's
the show.
just
Okay.
Cronin and Valen now.
All right. So, Wyatt, you've gone to visit Cronin again.
Mm-hmm.
You still have your badge, so
Yep.
you're let right on in.
Okay, he's going to, look at the guy, but close the door behind him. And probably stay, close-ish to the door, but, close enough to him to not have to yell across the room.
Okay.
What is Cronin's reaction to him returning?
He just kind of throws up his eyebrows a little bit.
I just wanted to ask you some more questions after we were made to leave.
By all means, whatever questions you may have.
Have you been on the other side before?
Do you mean into the other world?
Yes.
I've not.
Okay. Well, that makes this quick then, because then I have no further questions for you.
Cronin.
Good day.
Cronin looks a bit confused at this revelation, but nevertheless waves you on.
Yep. Wyatt leaves. He just had to check.
It's a good question, though.
Mm-hmm.
You could still ask, like, what do you know about it or whatnot.
I guess then, instead of leaving and waving off, he'll ask, what do you know about the other side?
I know that creatures quite different from ourselves live there. A thriving digital ecosystem in a world yet quite real, quite physical and manifest. If you want something more specific than that, I'm afraid you're going to have to ask a more specific question.
What would happen if a normal human ended up in that other world?
That's a great question. Surrounded by creatures much larger than themselves, I doubt they would survive. But furthermore, I'm unaware if the atmosphere of the other world is even conducive to a human existing there in the first place. The inherent changes between our world and that one may prove harmful to the human body in ways that I can't predict at this time. I apologize that I can't give you a more certain, concrete answer.
Wyatt's jaw visibly clenches as he goes on about how dangerous and potentially lethal the other world is, but he doesn't say anything to interrupt. Very well then. That is all.
Do you mean that honestly this time?
Yes. And Wyatt's going to turn around and leave in
Then
a significantly more dour mood.
Then, if I may, he calls as you turn away from him. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why do you ask?
Well, let's put it like this. No reason in particular, because if there was a reason, it would be a conflict of interests.
I see Mirrorpool hasn't gotten any better at communicating. Nevertheless, I respect your privacy. You're free to leave your group.
I gives him a look at the recruit, but says nothing and leaves.
I love how the moment the guy asked that question, the music was just like, boom! It was so perfect.
I'm gonna have to watch the recording of this one, because
Same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Azure, we're gonna, if you have to like write in your notes somewhere, we should ask him if he knows how to get to the world and back or how to send Digimon back without killing them.
Oh jeez, the music, the song's name itself is called Boss Appears.
Oh my god!
Well, yeah, no, that's all Wyatt has for now.
All right. And in that case, we move on to Kushel, and I'm sorry, I forget who was walking with him.
Sammy.
Sammy.
Yes.
Sorry, wow, really fighting me.
If you need to end now, that's okay.
No, it's okay. I can at least get you guys to the first question.
Okay.
So yeah, the giant vault-like doors slowly open with the same hiss of airlock in and out. The giant massive bars that hold the door shut move aside, and the vault door swings. And there, in the darkness, stands Valen.
Good evening, sir.
Castle. What a surprise.
Hi.
What brings you here?
Well, it seems we are to go capture a Digimon, and I was hoping for a way of returning them back to the other side. I'm not fond of the suggested method of killing. So I was hoping that you might have some insight on how we might capture him in a device of some sort for transport or some manner of means of getting him back home.
Well, as much as I hate the methods that have been prescribed to you, I'm afraid that in lieu of merely opening a rift to the other world and setting it down on the other side, there's no great way to go about sending it back where it came from. This is why Miss Raban's solution is so prominent nowadays.
Have devices to do what I propose been worked on in the past?
They have. In fact, a working prototype was finished, but it was ordered that production be shut down.
Why?
Oh, Sammy. Good to see you.
Hi.
The reason for this choice is unknown to me.
I thought you were in charge here.
Roll insight.
I mean, we all have had to notice at this point that his office, quote unquote, looks more like a prison cell.
Pyro didn't offer to assist, and I got a good roll.
Poor Red.
Cried in
I'm
the
sorry,
corner.
but the evidence is just stacking up.
Cried in the corner.
Correlation is
stammers
not
a-
causation.
He stammers a bit, looking to the left and to the right on the floor, avoiding your eyes for a moment, before he finally closes his mouth, gathers his thoughts, breathes in, and ends the session.
Cliffhanger.
Ah. Well
Jeez,
played.
this is how it feels.
Yep.
Oh, I'm okay with this.
This is what it's like on this side of a cliffhanger.
So, with that 5, though, I'll go ahead and give you the information that you are entitled to. Castillo is very, 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 very uncomfortable with grappling with that question in general.
Ooh.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yes. I know that's not super helpful. I'm sure you gathered that from his response, but, you know, that's information you're entitled to for that wisdom or insight roll.
Now we have to wait until Thursday for more answers.
This Thursday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not that bad. Not
Which,
too
by the
bad.
way, for everybody, if you didn't know, we are running every other Saturday and it's every second, fourth, and if there is one, fifth Thursday of the month. I know it's a little complicated, but, well, it's how schedules worked out.
Yep.
Because I do Scar Dev on the first and third Thursdays, so the rest of the Thursdays of the month are Agents of Reflection. But either
Thank you
way,
for, oh, sorry, go ahead.
do make sure you all go check out Matteo. It is highly important that you do so, as it was threatened that if you don't, you know, I'm threatening you. So make sure you check out Matteo. He's a wonderful bean, good boy, very cute. Go check him out. And otherwise, on my end, thank you everybody for joining us today for Agents of Reflection Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or commissioning one of the artists that I manage for. Their information is at zgf.art. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And I promise you I'm not a Bane.
He really is, though.
I'm not.
And Ido, I am not killing the Fluffy.
No.
No.
We will
Never.
find an alternative. And worst comes to worst, he'll deal with the consequences of bringing the Fluffy back and using him as a test subject to develop a means of sending you back to the digital world.
Yee.
And if
But
it makes you
anyways,
any happier,
bye.